Happy Monday. Today we're going to be talking about my AI lead finding course and what you're going to get in it. It's $2.99. It's super affordable. There's one Godfather's worth of content, literally 2 hours and 55 minutes of content. There's also a speed run for those of you that don't have a 2 hour and 55-minute patience, myself included. And then after we go over the course, we're going to talk about how to grow on the backs of your customers' customers. And this is a topic I've been having conversations with a variety of founders, and people are missing the point here. And I want to really illustrate it because this might be the only type of growth that you need. All right, first let's go over the course stuff. So this is the course here. You're going to get an overview about how people generally find leads, right? What most people are doing today, Apollo, ZoomInfo, some of the benefits, downsides, and then we're going to go over the Agent 7 framework, which is search, ensure, validate, enrich, and how to build a narrative. So this is you're going to get the prompt. So this is the summary. This is a 15-minute version, but you're going to get a 45-minute video of me going over how I build these AI search agents. Now, I'm not going to open this guide by the course, but this is like a 3-page prompt, an artifact that I built that basically will help you search for leads. I got to stop. My computer's about to update. I need to stop it. Okay, so you're going to get the exact prompt that I use to find leads on the web. Now, there's a really good hack in here that's going to basically save you an entire Clay credit every time you want to enrich a LinkedIn profile. You can go from 1 Clay credit to 1/10 of a penny to find this information. Amazingly good hack. You'll never see it anywhere else on the web, so far as I've seen. We've got the Ensure agent. The Ensure agent doesn't just make sure that you're getting the appropriate amount of protein in your diet. It also will validate the work of the first agent. So these agents are getting cheap enough that this will basically say, hey, you did a lot of research. Did you do it right? You're going to get a validate agent. Now, this is the agent that's going to go take both of those data points and then pull actual data from a database. This is the first time you'll spend any Clay credits, and then paint the story of that lead for you. So you're going to get a great understanding about what is that person talking about publicly? What is their background? What's really relevant to you? So you're going to get paragraphs of answers there. The Enrich, you're going to find a way to, instead of paying 25 credits, you can find a way to pay two credits to get some really killer data. How to get emails for less than a penny per email validated. So you're going to learn a lot in this Enrich waterfall. And finally, the narrative. Now, the narrative piece is really going to tell you more about the company. So the goal of this agent is really to do more research on the company because we already have all the leads, right? So we're going to deploy an agent to say, tell me about what are the goings on at this company, and you're going to get a couple paragraphs, right? And this is what's going to allow you to take the next step as to write basically messages for them, because the validate agent will tell you information about the prospect, and the narrative agent will tell you how what's going on at the company relates to you. So you combine these two things, and then you can use that to develop copy. We're not going to go into copy in this course, but you're going to get a lot for $2.99. Thank you so much for all the people that have bought. I mean, I think I've got 30 to 50 people that have purchased in the last 2 days. I am so grateful for you. All right, let's talk about something else now. Let's go to Freeform. All right. This is the chart I want to go over because so many people misunderstand this as a growth lever, and they're doing it wrong. This is you. You are a yellow ball. You are the sun because you bring delight to your customers' lives. You are the large star here. Now, your customers are the one consuming your product, right? Now, some products have downstream communication, which is to say, and I was chatting with the founder that does this, they are actually sending emails on behalf of this customer to their customers. Now, let me contrast with 2 different ways to think about this. This is your opportunity, these final yellow orbs, but you have to change your mindset, which is to say, most people will think about this as slapping their logo on something. And your customer's going to be like, get your logo off that thing. I don't want your logo on it. I want the meat that you value the meat that you provide, but I don't want the sauce. So you need to change your thinking. What is going to be valuable to your customers that only you can enable, where your customer will actually enjoy it? And so let's talk about this with concrete examples. Let me see if I can give you something like, let's actually talk about this for the company that I had mentioned before. So they send this customer success email to basically show the stats, right? How often have you used X, Y, or Z tool? So you basically can celebrate the usage of that tool. Well, what I said to the founder is, okay, right now you're sending a tool that people screenshot and they share on LinkedIn. And but those metrics aren't always the best metrics of usage, right? People use products in different ways. So why not in that email say, configure your chart? Now, right, this is going, the configure your chart is here at this level of the node, right? This is an email to their customer's customer. So they get to talk to them and say, would you like to configure the stats that you get reported to each month? Yes. Great. Would you like to add other emails to get these notices? Great. Why don't you allow me as the customer of your customer to configure that? And you know where that happens? That happens in your product. That happens in your product, right? So the customer is not going to say, "Hey, we want to build the dashboard ourselves. We don't want you to do that." No. This is core product of yours. You say, "Look, what we're going to do is we're going to think about your customers' customers and how can this node benefit this node so that it benefits this node," right? So you have to think about the value prop for this node. And why this node, your customers, want that. I know this is like a little esoteric, but if I am the end customer that is trying to showcase how I'm using this product, I probably should have labeled these so you had customer C1. Let's actually label this. Let's do customer 1, C1, and then this is C1X maybe, because it's a multiple anyways. So if I am logging into that product now, it's like, great. Do you want to save this dashboard? Do you want to report it out? I, as C1, are not going to say to you, remove your branding. I don't want your branding. No, it's core product. And so you're saying my whole job is to let your customers share, remix that, add other people, etc. And that whole success environment is you bathing them in your product. And there's almost always a way to thread this needle where you don't think about this as a branded experience. Because once you think about it as a branded experience, you've lost the game because you're thinking about it like a tax. You're like, why would my customers want to put my logo on this experience for C1X? They don't want to do that. But what they do want is if your product can help, and like maybe we actually should do this, which is to say, if your product can help this person, like, yeah, this is like probably pretty good. Go like a new customer. This is like getting a little meta. Wow, this is like blah. So if your product can help your customers enable their customers, and in referring new additional customers, you sit here. You sit in this interaction. And by the way, that means that you have to acquire fewer customers because not only are you on this node, you are impacting and creating additional nodes. That means that you really only have to find a couple of amazing whales. And if you do this strategy right, you get layered effects. And this is almost always possible in a product that has further distribution mechanisms associated with it. So if you're thinking about a growth strategy, acquiring people here is hard. But these nodes have already done the work for these nodes. And if you can enable the customers to basically then go champion this sort of C1 here, you sit in another 2 layers of the transaction, right? They now all of these are aware of you, and when this transaction happens, that they're aware of you too, because you have made this transaction easier. So this customer is going to want it because it helps them acquire customers, and you benefit all along the way. It's going to make sense when we actually talk about a real product. So if you have a product that has these types of nodes, let me know, and we'll actually go through some examples. But do not think about putting your logo on things. That of course is not a value add. But if you're thinking about what does my customer really want, and how are their customers going to experience that to make it really easy for them to talk to new folks powered by us, that is where it's not brand. You're actually adding net new value to this node, and you're doing so by getting in front of all of these nodes and their subnodes. That was deep. Next time we'll actually bring in a real product here so you can see. But change your thinking. If you want to get in front of your customers, change your thinking. And this goes the other way too. There's a company called Calendar AI that does this, where they actually send out emails through their domain. And it has created a terrible reputation for them because everyone knows them. But this is exactly what they did. They did this node approach, which is everyone else sees their cold email, and those emails are not great, honestly. And so they did this. They poisoned the well here. And so if you're thinking about what do these actors want, suddenly you can really grow fast because you don't have to keep acquiring these customers linearly. You actually get exponential growth. Thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to buy my course, I will drop the link, $299. Now, after you pay, it will redirect you to a page that has a link and a password. Save it. Just save it. It's only ever on that page. And of course, if you contact me, I'll look up your payment receipt and send it to you. But it's easier just to save from the Stripe link. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to have you here and watch my content, and for you to spend 13 minutes. Well, that's a long time. 13 minutes of your day with me. Adios.